Hello everyone. The purpose of today's presentation is to introduce the strategies analysis of macroeconomic trend and the environment. And I will discuss the four closely related topics: macroeconomic indicators and understanding the business cycle, and trends and the trade war, insight from the behaviors economic and the development in AI, and the implication for inequality in the labor market. The first is the macroeconomic and understanding the business cycle. From the diagram, we can observe the economic cycle grows through the stages of expansion, peak, recession, trough, and recovery. And gross domestic products, commonly referred to as GDP, reflect total value of goods and service produced by a country over a specific period. When GDP rises, the economic internal expansion half, with active consumption and investment. At this time, it has declined to show stronger trading willingness, particularly following high volatility as assets such as global indices, commodities, and foreign exchange. However, when GDP decline and economic enter in the recession, clients tend to shift toward a safe haven asset like the US dollar and gold. The next is inflation, which measures the rate of increase in overall price level. During the expansion and peak stage, inflation typically raises, promoting central bank to raise the interest rate to cool down and overheating economic. The directly affected client's currency trading performance. During the recession or trough phase, inflation slowed down and even turned into the deflation, and the central bank may lower interest rates to stimulate the economic. It also led to fluctuation in exchange rate and assist price, creating more trade opportunity from the platform. Lastly, unemployment represents the health of labor market. In the expansion and recovery phase, unemployment drops, consumer confidence strengthens, and market training become more active. The opportunity to launch diversified product, optimize the platform experience. In contrast, during the recession and the trial phases, unemployment rise, and both consumption and investment weaken. Clients tend to shift toward the safe haven assets like the UDS and the gold. At this point, its cap should help the client make more prudent trading decisions in the currency market. Through analysis of these three macroeconomic indicators, we can determine which phase of the business cycle we're in, whether the expansion, peak, recession, or trough. Each stage of corresponds to the change in client behaviors and market sentiment. For each curve, identifying this shift in advance allowed us to flexibly adjust the market strategies, optimize platform feature, and better service offer global and diversified client base. And the next, I will talk about the tariffs and the trade wars. First, let's look at the impact on the Australian economic. On the diagram, the blue line represents the ordinary aggregate demand curve, and the green line represents the aggregate supply curve. Due to the explosion of the traffic by the United States, Australia export to the US have decreased, and the external demand has declined, causing the AD curve to shift downward, and shown by the blue dashes line in the graph. And the incredible point of the economic shift downward, resulting in the decrease in actual output and the drop in the price level. For a company like ATAP, the increase in uncertainty in the market could lead to notable change in client trading behaviors. For example, clients may be more inclined to trade in the safe and assets. And in the USA diagram, the blue line and the green line represent the ordinary AD and AES currency respectively. Due to the increase in traffic, the price of import goods had risen, and the U.S. consumer spending had decreased. Thus, the AD curve shot upward to the dashes line, and at the same time, business faced a higher raw material cost, causing the AES curve also shifted upward. It led to the decrease of actual output while the price level raised. of ceremony, this led to the decrease in actual output while the price level raised, and we call this stagflation. The largest economy in the world, the United States policy uncertainties or economic shock will be directly affect global stock market, exchange rates, and other trade instruments. We need to close monitor U.S. policy development, promptly adjust contents release schedule and product design strategies in order to help clients capture market opportunity while managing risk. And I will briefly explore your traditional economic and behavioral economic and why people choose unhealthy food. Traditional economic believe that people are rational and will always make a decision based on their best interest. That to say, if the person knows that healthy eating is more benefits, but it change their behavior and choose healthier food. But behavior economics believe that people's decisions are often influenced by the emotion, habit, environment, and the specific base, which are the irrational factors. For example, people are more likely to choose immediate pleasure rather than long-term benefits. For instance, intake the dessert can make the brain security dopamine, bring the instant happiness. Fried chicken and milk tea can provide immediately significant when unhealthy food is easier to assess, or healthy food require more time and steps to prepare. People will naturally choose more accessible food, such as fast food combos or waiting machine snacks in the office. People often choose them without effort. So, from the perspective of behavioral, many irrational choices are actually protectable. For example, placing a healthy option at the top of the menu, restrict the junk food advertisement, and got people to make more benefits. And the second is the development in AI and the implication for inequality in the labor market. And in our analysis, we assess a national labor market in the composed of skilled labor and unskilled labor. And we can use two labor market diagram to resonate. Figure 1 is a skilled labor market, and the application of AI technology has not replaced skilled workers. It has improved the productivity and the marginal output, leading to an increased demand for them by the enterprise. In the diagram, it is showing the rightward shift of the labor demand curve, which pushes up the wage and the employment level. The figure 2 is unskilled labor market. On the other hand, AI is likely to replace some respective and low-skilled jobs, such as cashier or warehouse pickers, and this leads to the decrease in demand for unskilled labor, which is shown in the diagram as a leftward shifted of the lower demand curve, resulting in lower wage and fewer employment opportunities. And the development of artificial intelligence will increase the wage inequality in the labor market. It's because a high-skilled talent cannot replaced by AI in value more job market. Thus, receiving high rewards, then will low-skilled workers whose jobs are replaced by AI will face wage reduction or unemployment. It will significantly widen wage inequality. In summary, macroeconomic indicator, trade policy, consumer behavior, and technological change the collective shape of our business environment. And understanding GDP, inflation, and unemployment help focus the market trend. ADS model reveal potential risks. Behavior economics offer strategies insight. AI highlight the importance of obtaining learning. So we need to continuously monitor these issues to enhance adaptability to drive innovation. That's all. Thank you for listening.